So I'm sorry to be late, and I just wanted to tell you that if universe is teaching me something, that for sure is patience and just accepting things as they are. So today I'm gonna be talking about ancestors and family. And I think that's a really interesting topic. And before I start with everything, just for everyone that joined to my group, I just want to say thank you. And just I want to just introduce myself. My name is Tjasa, and I'm medicine woman, mentor, and counselor. So yeah, I decided that I'm gonna be talking about ancestors and family because so much is going on that level for all of us, and I'm gonna explain more in this presentation what do I actually think with that. And of course, if you have any questions, just please put your questions. Put your questions in the comments. So when I stop with the Facebook Live, that I can just read them and just answer if there is anything that you want to know, or maybe I do another Facebook Live with more information about whatever you're going to be asking about. So first I want to tell you my own story, because before working with plant medicine, I was actually working more with other beings of light. I was not working so much with my ancestors. I was connected with my near ancestors that they maybe died, with my grandmother that died and my grandfather, but I really didn't go so much in depth. So the first time I worked with the plant medicine, and it made total sense why these doors then really opened up widely. For me, my intention was to heal the family karma and to really look into that, whatever is there. I really wanted to understand everything deeper and on totally different levels. So yeah, I can tell you that for sure it was one of the most profound journeys that I had, and the healing that I received, I was integrating that for years. Um, anyway, with this journey that I started, really like the whole new world opened up for me. And with my family, I always felt that there is something that I didn't see and that I really have to work on. Like something was in the past, something was blocking me, and it was like a feeling that I couldn't break that pattern. So with starting like really working deeply on that, I really got a wider perspective. So yeah, but I'm gonna explain more in the further slides. So anyway, we have ancestors from this and other lifetimes. So of course we born in a certain family that we have chosen before incarnating here on earth, and we with that family we have ancestors on our father and on our mother side, and 7 generations back can influence us in the moment here and now. So it depends on how much we are aware, and how much we maybe like how much we really look into into things, why we are feeling the way we are feeling, because sometimes our emotions could be not really logical, because it don't make sense why they are so intense if we just look at the facts, for example, that and the things that are happening for us. So anyway, like I said, we are connected with the ancestors from this and from other lifetimes. And of course, like I said, we have chosen this family for a reason, but I'm going to talk more about this in the further slides. And then another layer, because I'm talking a lot about different layers and different perspectives and different parts of us, and this is the journey that never ends, because we can always explore something different. So one of the things that I also wanted to mention is galactic lineage, and the galactic ancestors, the beings that we are connected with them from maybe other planets, and just again depends on how much you actually remember, and if you had that experiences on different planets, or your soul was mostly on planet Earth. Okay, I have chosen these pictures because a lot of pictures, they really tell us a lot of things. So stones, you can see one of the things here are stones and different elements that our ancestors used to connect with planets, with the moon, with themselves, with Mother Nature, with different spirits. So you can see, like here, for example, this shaman is using the pipe and is smoking mopacho. Here, for example, you can see that the shaman is using different plant medicines also. And here also the pipe. Here they are by the fire using different instruments, the drums. So really different cultures and different things, way how they connected with spirits, and how they just received information. So different ways that they used to heal themselves. And I'm talking about that because what is going on right now on a collective level is like really we can feel the pain of our ancestors. It depends on, of course, the level of your sensitivity, how sensitive, empathic you are, and for some of us that could be kind of intense. But yeah, different. I again chose different cards, and here, for example, you have an elder. Elders are the wise ones, and are helping us with their wisdom to go beyond everything that we already know. And here you have the card. For example, this deck, if you would like to connect more with the shamanic wisdom, I really suggest you the cards and the deck Earth Magic. And there is also a book. So if you really want to go deeper into this topic, I really suggest you to do that. And here are some cards of this deck. This is one of my first decks that I had. And yeah, it's you can see different illustrations that are really opening and showing different things. So one of the things that it's also really important is trusting in yourself, trusting in higher forces. And why am I talking also about ancestors? It's because they can really help us understand more what is actually going on, on Earth with Gaia, with the situation that we are currently in. And with these ancient techniques, we can also help ourselves because so many things are coming up to the surface, and we are really breaking these chains and programs that we had, like illusions that we had about ourselves, about other people, about our parents, about our friends. So this card I really like as well, because every time that you, for example, are searching for the answers, what really helps is to go to nature, to connect with different spirits. It depends, of course, what feels the best for you. Are you connected with animals? Are you connected with plants? Are you connected with the trees? For example, for me, trees were the first spirits that talked to me and that really shared their wisdom with me. So yeah, I really encourage you to connect with those parts of yourself, because this will help you to overcome whatever is there for you to overcome, that is holding you back, and that is an influence from your family, from your ancestors. And the really important reminder here is that you have here also the picture of a peacekeeper. That is not about what is right and what is wrong, because we are all different, and something can be good for me but it's not good for you. And it's not also about proving, and it's not about like pointing on other people, judging others. And I'm gonna explain more what also the ancestors wanted me to share um, with you. But first, I would like to just say that we all come here on earth with our own karma, the karma that we have from our past lifetimes. And then we also take over the karma of our family, the family we born in. But what I can say with that is that we always choose the family that is gonna shape us the way in the way we need for us to really step on the path of our mission and to really do what we came here to do. So what I already mentioned, we are really rewriting the family patterns, the ancestral patterns right now, or better said, we have the potential to really break these chains, these cords, to rewrite all these programs and all these patterns. And a lot is going on collective level. In one of my stories lately, especially with this full moon, I mentioned that it was really intense, but because I could really feel the collective pain, the pain of my ancestors, and I saw a lot of different stories. Just like Spirit wanted me to see things and understand things, and of course things connected with me, with my family, and as well on a collective level. And of course, don't forget that whenever you are healing yourself, you are helping the collective. When you are healing your own wounds, the family wounds, you are helping to heal your ancestors, to heal Gaia, to heal, to just like heal the whole universe. So what is also really healing right now is things on the sexual level, everything connected with sexual energy, what kind of relationship to sexual energy do we have, what kind of relationship we have with our body. Do we like our body? Are we enjoying the experience with our body? Are we confident? Are we do we feel worthy? Do we, I don't know, appreciate ourselves and other people and everything that we are bringing? So really things are healing on the level of relationships, relationship we have, because this is about family. This is our family is our foundation, and the things, the seeds that were planted there, this is then shaping us and our whole life, and it's also unlocking our gifts and everything. That's why we choose our family. So everything is really healing right now, uh, connected with relationship we have with ourselves, relationship, because everything is a reflection. You know, we are in relationships, we are mirrors for one another. So we are mirroring, reflecting things for one another. So we are really showing each other what is there still to learn. Because, like I also wrote down here, um, we are connected with everyone and everything. So it's like I said, the healing is taking place on in our microcosmos and of course macrocosmos. So we are participating the best when we are really participating in our own healing. So like I said, we are and I'm trying to say is we are really connected with everyone and everything, and the things that we are doing, it's affecting the whole. So just be aware of that and really allow yourself to receive this healing. Okay, one of the things that was also guided from the ancestors to actually explain a little bit more about this, or maybe just remind you about that, is also the womb perspective. And what I mean about that is that the most influence, for example, if you grandmothers, mothers, daughters, for example, the most influence that we have is from our mother and from our grandmother, because our grandmother was carrying our mother. So it's like the imprints that our mother took on were from our grandmother, and what she didn't went through, what she didn't heal, then we get also those imprints. So just be aware that everything that you are healing, you are also helping your kids and everyone that will come after you. So with that being said, I also wanted to remind you, or maybe you haven't heard about that, let you know that however you have felt in your womb, this is also the way that you feel then throughout whole your life. So if you feel insecure, if you if you have all those kind of like patterns that are repeating, especially those, there is something for you to remember, to heal, to balance that, and to overcome that. So the way we are feeling is actually how our mother was feeling when she was carrying us. So yeah, this is what I wanted to explain here, and how big effect we have actually on one another. So the potential with this healing that is occurring right now for us is really to end the cycle and step out of it, rewrite these old patterns, these old programs, and really stepping into our power and just being who we are. So one of other things that I wanted to share here, for example, I am really, like for me, past lifetimes are really coming up to the surface, like all the time. I can remember things from past lifetimes. For some of the people, this is not like that. We are different, and that's what is everything all about, and that's magic. But I can tell you that we are over and over again meeting each other from, like, we are always meeting people from other lifetimes as well. So that's really important to recognize that, because when we are meeting someone from other lifetimes, this is because there has to come to balance. So these are the souls that are really teaching us something, and that for sure they are gonna change something in our life. And most of the time we agreed to that before incarnating on earth, so we could be having different contracts with those souls. So it's really also important maybe to look into that. If you have contracts with these souls, with these people, what is there for you to learn, and of course also to break those contracts in if this is not serving you. Because what I can say here, the karmic relationships can be sometimes presented in a way that is really inspiring to people. You know, for example, if you meet someone that you already know from other lifetimes, of course this person feels familiar, and you immediately feel this connection. But that person also brings you lessons. So with those relationships, and of course with every relationship, if we are really balancing something, what matters is awareness, and that we both want to work on things. Because relationship, it's about two people, it's not about just one person. So just be aware of that. And because of the pain that we could be feeling, I'm mentioning this and I'm talking about this because with those relationships, then emotions and things can open up from past lifetimes, and we can feel huge pain or really like deep love for that person. So it's really for us, like I said, to look into that. And yeah, I cannot explain you everything about this in this Facebook Live, because it is a wide topic, and this is actually the thing that I would recommend to do in private sessions. If you feel that there is some challenging relationship in your life that you don't really understand, and that it's over and over challenging you, and it's not a problem if somebody is challenging you, but it's important that with that we are not losing energy, and that we are growing with that, and that we are growing together with that person, not that we are just taking each other's energy. But yeah, I'm gonna come to that, because our family is also foundation for all our relationships that we have in our life. So with breaking all these family patterns, with breaking all these ancestral patterns, we have the chance to really reconnect back to ourselves. And I'm going to explain that more about that in the upcoming slide. We really come to this respect of ourselves, of who we are, of them also, with whoever we have this relationship in, and to really deep love when it really comes to forgiveness, because forgiveness is actually also letting go, and letting go all these chains, because before that there is a cord between you two, whoever you are in a karmic relationship, for example. And those cords we can have with all unhealthy relationships. And every time that I mention unhealthy relationships, people are always like, what do you mean by that? Or, you know, they don't feel comfortable, for this is my experience, with what I say here, because it's a fact that we are all wounded. But what I'm trying to say with unhealthy relationships is that we are having these cords with one another, that we are depending from one another, that we have this attachment to that person, and that we feel like we cannot do something without that person, that you know, that we are not worthy enough, for example, or strong enough, or smart enough, or anything. We feel like we need that person in order, I don't know, to exist or anything like that. So this is what I mean when I'm talking about unhealthy relationships that we have cords on our sexual chakra, our second chakra, sacral chakra, with each other. So yeah, that's also one of the things that I really want to explain, and that I also think that it's really important to understand, to heal all that is happening right now. So other potential is, like I mentioned, reconnecting, gaining respect, and going deeper into love towards yourself, towards each other, Gaia, because we are one and everything is connected, and we are part of the whole. And this is also the chance for us, when we are going deeper, when we are connecting deeper with ourselves, with each other, with one another, we are also connecting deeper with Gaia, with everyone and everything. And the potential is also always to connect with wisdom of the Gaia and with the wisdom of the universe, especially when we are searching answers connected with relationship. Because in this land, on Gaia, everything that happened, the land as well has memory. This is the body of Gaia. So we have, our body has memory, and the body of Gaia also has memory. So just remember that, and the universe also has its own body. So just remember that just connecting with this wisdom, you can get the answers that you seek. So I chose this picture because it's really showing you also the Kundalini energy, the feminine and masculine, and of course the foundation for that is our mother side and our father side. And I mentioned already this karma that we, our own karma that we bring from our past lifetimes, and family karma, and that we choose this family for a reason, that our parents, our brothers, our sisters are our best teachers. Sometimes the things that we are just going through with them can be challenging, but just know that they shape us and they are preparing us. They are unlocking things for us so we can really step into our power, really answer the call of our soul, and really step on the path of our mission, of our purpose, so that we really can do what we came here to do. And I also chose this picture because this picture is just your own roots, representing your own roots, and yourself connecting with the source and different spirits, different light beings, to gain different answers that you need. So what I wanted to, and I'm repeating that over and over again in my posts, in everything that I'm doing, in my videos, that the time now is to really reconnect with our own roots, with our soul roots, to remember where we come from, to connect, to reconnect with the star beings, to our star families, because we are star seeds. So, and with all that, I just want to remind you to honor your roots, where you come from, to really honor your ancestors, to really honor yourself, because when you are judging something with them, you are judging that also with yourself. So we came here and we are healing with our ancestors' wounds. We are healing them together because this is how that's easier, you know, because we are also beings that everything with us is about connection. It's not that we are all alone. Touch and connection is really important for human beings. Of course, being independent, your own pillar, it's also really important, and not depending on those relationships, because now we are learning with healing everything with our ancestors, everything with our family. We are actually learning different types of relationships, and no one of us knows how that actually looks like. And I'm gonna what are we actually gonna do, how these things are gonna actually manifest here on earth. And I'm gonna explain that more in the future slides. So why are we even looking into our ancestors when we are having those challenges? Because we, by going through our own experiences, and when we ask the ancestors, the elders for help, and when we can see, when they share with us their own their experiences, we have then our own perspective, then we have the ancestral perspective, and like I'm saying, then we can also, it depends on the person, look into galactic perception of everything that is going on. So it's also like different aspects of every experience, different levels, layers of every experience. And this really understanding and looking into and sharing our own experience, and then accepting theirs, that help us go beyond that, because then we have our own knowledge, and then we also gain their knowledge, their wisdom, and then we can find new ways, new forms, new shapes. And it's about adjusting everything that we know ourselves, that we know from the ancestors, to the time that we are living now. Because it's not about, we are always, how the humans are working is, or going to the past, you know, in the past it was easier, let's go there, or just, I don't know, fighting, and we don't want to let go what is going on here and now. For example, many people right now, I'm gonna give the exact example. For example, like I said, they are just waiting that things are gonna go back to normal, and they are not gonna go back to normal. This is changing the whole earth, like we are all in this together. This is changing us, and experiences change us, are shaping us. So it's not about going to the past, it's about learning from the past, it's about learning from your own experience, and then from that shaping something new. Okay, and I'm sharing this because now it's a huge potential for all these new souls, old souls out there, to remember, the souls that are gonna remember also things from other planets, to really share their wisdom, to really, you know, create new things with everything that they know. So just a reminder, just to remind you on all that. Okay, I know that this is the last slide that I put here, but there are some other things that I put down just before I started with this Facebook live, um, and I want to share that as well. But one of the really important things that the ancestors and the message from the ancestors that they wanted me to share in this Facebook live as well. Um, okay, yeah, I don't know why is that the starting point, but yeah. Um, what they want us to understand is with the family. For example, we have mother and father and the child, and that is their creation. And before, there was always how, for example, we have these experiences from the past. We had different extremes. We have children just obeying their parents, just listening to them, being afraid of them, being afraid of their teachers, like having like all these authority figures and all of that. And then we had also this experience of total liberation with where family, where our parents didn't have any boundaries, and you know, like kids also got the responsibilities to, for example, to I don't know, choose some things or accept some decisions that they were not prepared, or take the responsibilities that they were not prepared to take on. So what was the message from the ancestors, and that they really wanted me to share that with you, is that we are learning now to have equal relationships, and that means that mother is equally important that and then a father, because we have, like, for example, in families also we have our fathers, and like especially daughters, like our fathers are, I don't know, like everything, the whole world for us when we are kids. So our mothers are equally important like our fathers, and the kids are equally important than mothers and fathers. So every part of the family, every person in the family is equally important. It's not that we are giving more importance to the kid, it's not that we are giving more importance to the parents, because there is always then this ego, and then like this I don't know, like the game, or better said, like just everyone is then wounded and wanting to have attention, if we want that or not, but this is then how things manifest. So what they want us to know, that the time now is for us to really integrate, not try to control anything. They are here for us, and just be in the moment, just listen to ourselves, and really try to understand and learn what that actually means. And with that, I would also like to put out there the shared focus. What I mean with shared focus, for example, when we are in a relationship and when we have a conflict with someone, how things go, because our wounds are opened up, uh, we cannot have focus. For example, we just have focus on the other person, or focus on ourselves and on our own wounds. So there is always somebody, there is a victim here, and I'm not trying to generalize everything, but this is the fact, what is happening for most of the people in their relationship, what is happening for everyone on earth. So what also the ancestors really wanted me to share here is the shared attention that we learn when we are talking to someone, that we listen to that person, and that we have shared focus. So part of our focus is on them and part of our focus is on ourselves. So we really try to listen them, we really try to understand them, but at the same time we are observing ourselves. We are observing what is going on in our body, how our body is reacting, how we are feeling with everything that they are saying. So this is having shared attention, having attention with what is going on with you and having attention on other person. So really practice that. Because also for the empaths, for example, and sensitive people, is that they get lost in other people's emotions. So shared attention, shared focus, really learning that is really important. So in that relationship is important that if only, for example, if there are two people, that these two people are equally important. And when we are sharing things, it's about sharing how we are feeling, but not pointing on that person. It's about sharing our experience and how some things that they said, that they, did, made us feel. But it's not about accusations. It's also about digging deep and looking deep into ourselves and then understand why that made us feel that way. Is that connected with our past? Why is this triggering us? What is this opening up for us? So with sharing all that, with really listening to each other, not trying, for example, this person to make that person convinced that they are right, or that, like all of that stuff. Because I also, I saw on Facebook not long ago, that saying sorry means just taking on the responsibility. Of course, I want to finish that. Of course, I agree with that. But we cannot take responsibility for something that we didn't know. We didn't know that this is going to affect that person. So this is about ignorance. We didn't know that. So then, when that person explained that to us, and because we love them, because we respect them, because we don't want them to feel that way, then we really try to be aware of that in that relationship and really participate in that healing, because the perception on everything that we have in our life is according to our past and the path that we had. So we have to be aware of that, and until we don't heal all those wounds, this is gonna affect us. So it's really important to be aware of that wounds, and I'm talking about this with family and with ancestors, because like I said, the collective wounds on family level, on ancestral level, are really healing right now. So like I said, it's not about right and wrong, it's just how things are and how you feel, how that person feels. And you have the right to feel that way, and the other person have the right to feel the way they feel. It's just about allowing each other to exist and just honoring each other and everything that you are going through. I really wanted to put that out there because if we are going to start practicing that, there is not going to be so much fear anymore with sharing yourself, with sharing your experiences, and the people are not going to be so closed anymore. We are helping also our friends, our family to gain trust. We are building this trust with one another, with really respecting ourselves and respecting our experiences, and also our differences. So when we go through that, when we really heal that wounds, when we really can talk about these wounds, this is also, that we can share all that. This is also really helping us with our own healing. And what I wanted to say here also with mirror and really mirroring all that for one another is that we can, because like this person is reflecting something for us and we are reflecting something for them, by accepting them we are actually helping them with their healing, and we are helping us with our own healing, because when we are accepting them, and when we are that this is when we are accepting ourselves also the way we are. So this is how we are becoming wiser. This is how we are growing then together, gaining knowledge and really expanding, because every one of us is different. And it's not about like how our society wants us to shape everyone the same like robots. It's not about that. It's really about being authentic. And I talked about that in my other Facebook Live, so I'm not gonna go there. So yeah, like I said, this mirrors and what we are mirroring, and is really an opportunity for us to accept ourselves through another, to accept each other. And here, what I really also want to put out there, it's not about pointing, it's not about judging, it's really about accepting our wounds, our own wounds and the wounds of other, also accepting our shadow and their shadow, because it's about accepting our light and shadow. It's not everything just about light, and we can go and step in more into light by going through our shadow and working on our shadow, working on our wounds. This is how we integrate more more light. Let me just see if I told you everything that I wanted. Yeah, it's about understanding and seeing each other and accepting each other. Oh, one thing that I also wanted to mention is about children, because many times in families, mothers or fathers, like I said before, feel like they have to be some kind of authority, or of course it's about them, giving them this safety, stability, holding the space, creating this sacred space for them, and really helping them to hold the emotions or responsibility for their children until they are capable to take the responsibility themselves, and really teach them how to live this life, of course. But know that your children, for every parent out there, your children are gonna trigger the biggest wounds for you. They know how to do that. They are the biggest mirror for you. They are gonna show you all your wounds, and be aware of that. And because they are showing you that, it's not about suppressing them. It's not about, because how parents react is they want to suppress their kid, because they are the kids are showing them their wound, because they are trying to suppress their wound and suppress their pain. So this mostly happen totally unaware. And again, it's ancestral pattern. It's the pattern of also their parents, and a lot of the times they do it totally unaware. So just be aware that your kids are your biggest teachers as well, and that they are showing you your wounds, and they are showing you everything that you still have to work on. So, like I said, people in our family, your kids are your biggest teachers, and vice versa. And you are the biggest for teachers for them as well. So just be aware of that, and just know that by working on yourself, you are really helping them as well. There are so many things that I could be talking about this. About families, about mothers, about fathers, the roles that they are playing for us. But yeah, I'm not gonna talk about all of that in this Facebook Live. Yeah, another thing that I wanted just to stress here is that our family is really our foundation for all the relationships that we have in our life. And everything that we haven't resolved with our parents, with our mothers, with our fathers, this is going to repeat for us in our relationships through friends, through our partners, until we are going to resolve that and we are going to heal that. So just be aware of that. And you know, until we are not aware of these programs, until we are not aware of the things that we took on from our parents, from our society, we then just it's just a program, and it's like when the wound opens up, we just go to an autopilot. So it's really important to become aware, to be more grounded, aware, present, and see what is going on, and recognize, for example, for everyone, to recognize when are you acting like your mother, when are you reacting and acting like your father, and ask yourself, because there are so many things that we also learn from our parents, and there are things that we want to keep, and that there are things that are not serving us and that we want to work on them and heal them. So all of that, everything that happened with our parents is deeply engraved in our subconscious mind, and we have to be aware of that, and it's affecting us in so many different ways, and until we start to work on that, we don't know what kind of extent that has for us in our life and on all different aspects, areas of our and layers of our life. So really observe and really become aware of that, of what is going on, and stand behind your wounds. Don't be afraid of them. Don't push them away, but really stand behind them. Be aware of them, and just embrace them. These are my wounds. Allow yourself to be in vulnerability, because allow yourself to stay open in your heart, because this is when you're gonna receive the healing. Until you're gonna be in the state of fight or flight mode, because whenever the wound opens up, you're just fighting with it, because fighting with what you're feeling, and you're not wanting to feel that anymore, or you just want to unground and don't feel that. So most of people are reacting in that way, and from the bigger perspective, everything that is happening right now on earth is allowing a lot of people to really step out of that, because with everything that is going on, they cannot stay on autopilot anymore. Things are changing, and if they like it or not, they are pushed to do the change. Okay, is there anything else? Yeah, like I said, I could be talking about this for hours. Let me just check. Are there any other questions? Just a second. No, I don't see any questions. So I would just like to thank you, everyone, for joining me in this Facebook Live, and just say one more time that I'm sorry to be late, a little bit late. Like I said, I have some challenges with having patience and just accepting things the way they are. Maybe a little bit with the perfectionism and all of that stuff. So I believe that everything is perfect the way it is. I hope that you received something new. I hope that you've learned something new, that I opened some new perspective for you, and I really appreciate your donations. I really appreciate if you are gonna also follow me on Instagram, on YouTube channel. So yeah, thank you for joining me, and I wish you a beautiful Friday and a beautiful weekend, and see you next week on another Facebook Live. And before I go, I also want to invite you to I want to invite you to my next meditation that is going to be, and I have meditations every Tuesday, available in Slovenian and English. And the next meditation is going to be exactly about that. It's going to be focused on healing ancestral patterns and healing our family patterns, our family and ancestral wounds. So yeah, thank you for joining me and have a great weekend. Bye.